you may not, no problem. Just going to start, so if you're a beginner, this is going to be absolutely perfect for you. So let's start with those feet out towards the shoulder width position. So check you've got that alignment there with the hips, the knees, the ankles. And we're going to start with a squat. So try and keep those feet facing forward to begin. You can place the hands on the hips, or you can bring your arms out to balance you, whatever you need to do. Just check you've got that good posture, so we're not leaning forward to start, or we're not leaning back. So ribs connected to the pelvis, the shoulders over the rib cage. Check your head isn't getting pushed forward, or you're not over-arching back. So we're going to start here. We're going to do this in rep counts today. So we're going to go for 15 reps to start with. So we're going to take a breath in to a breath out. So nice and easy. Now, in terms of how low you go in your squats, I just want you to go to a position where you can maintain that alignment with your spine. So you're more than welcome, and just go side on, to go a little bit lower, as long as by doing that you don't start to lean forward. So you want to keep that alignment. So the back position shouldn't actually change. Yeah, we've all got a different curvature, but you don't want to be leaning back and you don't want to lean forward. So keep that alignment. If you just have that plumb line, you'd go with the ear, the shoulder, the hip. Obviously when you squat, the knee's going to be forward, but it realigns the knee to ankle. Okay, let's do another 3, 2, 1. So from here, now I'm going to get you to turn out. So we're just going to stay with a little squat series. So we're going to do, I think we'll be doing 20 reps. Let's do 20 reps here. So now you're going to have your hip to knee angle tracking side on. So find that control. Now, have a little glance at your knees. Is one turning in, is one turning out, or have you got that smoothness and they're both aligned? So we're going to go for another 10. Now at the top, think about drawing your heels in. And another thing, is your weight even in both feet, or are you feeling it in one leg more than the other? If you're feeling it in one leg more than the other, you need to shift your weight to the lighter side. So let's get that alignment, let's get that posture in that movement. One more. Okay, from here, let's change that position now. Obviously hip or knee issues don't necessarily turn in, just be careful. You can take it back to neutral. So we're going to turn in, so from the top of the thigh bones there, and then you're going to go into a little squat in this position. We always train out, we always train neutral, sometimes forget to go this way. So you're not pushing your knees in, so there's almost a break on it, but this stays long. So 4. Now we've worked into the muscles slightly differently into those hip rotators by changing the angle of the top of your thigh bone. By the time our heads get changed, we hit the muscles differently. How are we doing? One more. And then bring it to centre. Now you're going to bring your feet together. So glue the feet, glue the ankles, and we're going to press the knees. Keep that ankle line. Now as you do this, make sure you're not doing that and pushing forward. So again, try and track the hips, the knees. So we're going to do 20 reps here. So keep the length. Press the thighs. You'll get an inner thigh work. You'll feel this in the lower abdominals too if you're pressing with your ankle bones because they're connected. So let's do another 5. Again, don't worry how low you go. Keep posture. More important, don't compromise your form. One more. And bring it back up to centre. Good. Okay, so from there, let's just add in a little opener through the upper body. So just challenge that leg line. So you're just going to open to the sky, send the sternum and the chest to the sky. And then come forward, bring the back of the hands together. And then open. So we're going legs to upper body movement here, mobility. Exhale, inhale. So start to exaggerate that movement. So we'll go another 4. Inhale, exhale. can always bring your hands here if you need and make it less of a move. Last one. Bring it back to center. Okay, from here. So your feet would have been facing forward then into hip width. Reset the leg line. Turn out as you did with those squats. Now bring your palms up to the sky. Option is to go fingertips to shoulders. So we're going to breathe in. Turn, exhale, center. Now just be careful, try not to let this push forward. So a little bit of spinal mobility here. Remember, if you want a longer lever, that is fine. Two more each side. One more. Bring it back to center, good. Okay, now from here, bring your feet together. So from this position, you're just going to lengthen up, so just move the spine right to left. Now you can slide your hand at the side of the ribcage if you prefer. So from legs, we've gone upper body or spinal mobility. If you need more balance, obviously keep your feet apart. So you can go hip width or shoulder width. You can add in that long lever if you weren't already. Breathing in, breathing out. Just let that spine move, let the rib cage lengthen. One more. Bring it back to center. Okay, so from that body mobility, we're going to head now into a little bit of strength work. So if you've got your mat, grab your mat. We'll just keep this basic this morning. So some of this, if you've done work with me before, you might feel like you're not doing that much, but believe me, if you focus on that technique, you will be. Okay, so from here, we're going to go into your push-up. So from this position, you can stay on the knee line, or you can obviously go onto the toes. So I'll teach it from here first. If this wasn't good for you and you need to build up your upper body strength, use the wall, so come into the wall to do your push-up, and you can do that in standing. So we're going to go wide, hands are underneath shoulders. Now press into little finger lines, that's connected to the outer border of your shoulders. Knees directly underneath your hips. Now just be careful, if you're going to stay on the knees, sometimes if you don't then set yourself back, you end up in this, you end up hinging. So what I do is just take the knees back outside of the hips slightly, then bring your weight forward. So look, when you go into a push-up, your back is flatter as opposed to just doing this. If you're going to do that, I'd probably use the wall instead because you'll be in a better position. Okay, so choose chest in line with creases of elbows, and when you're ready, your elbows are going to go out to the side, a little diagonals there. So breathing in, breathing out. We're going to do 10 of these. So 3. Now 5 is good if you manage 5. So this is your first time. So we're here. Obviously you can do this on the toes. That is another option. Keeping this more basic today. How are we going? 2 more. So really focus on that form. Sometimes when we slow it down, it is actually harder. Okay, back to center. Just sit back. Take a little shake out. Okay, so from there, you're then going to come onto your bottom. So from this position, fingertips facing forward. Plant the hands. Again, if that isn't great on your wrist, you could change it, but we want to work the back of the arms now. So from here, make sure you're not in this position. Elbows are going to bend to the rear, and then you're going to press back. So it's controlled. So when you bend the elbows, make sure you don't just collapse into your shell. So there's almost breaks on again. For 2. Now, your abdominals here are supporting you as you do this. So this is for 4. Now, just as I said, on your push-ups, you can go on your toes. If you want to do your last 5 from this position, with the bottom lifted, take more strength, more body weight, then you can. But today you might want to stay here. So you've got 2 more reps. 5. Good. Okay, now from this position, we're going to come back into your push-up. So stay with your push-up. And this time, you're going to go out wider still. So before you were hands to shoulders, and now I want you to go into a wider push-up. So a little bit like we did with the legs. So we changed the line when you trim. So go wider now. Toes or knees. I'm just getting this option today. So we're going to go for 10. You can use the wall. 9. So if you do want more, toes is fine. Last 5, breathing in, breathing out. So the middle is secure here. Watch your shoulders aren't up by your ears. For 2 and 1. Good. Sit back, little shake out. Okay. Then we're going to come back. So we've got a leg, upper body mobility focus here. So this time you're going to come back into the tricep position. So if you kept your bottom down last time, excuse me, you might want to lift up to the full 10 reps. So are you ready? We're going to lift and then we're going to go for 10. You might decide to stay where you were on the first option. So 8. Control. 7. Make sure you're not just dropping to that floor. 5. Keep that head and neck in alignment. 2 and 1. Shake out. Okay, so these are in your sets of 3 here. So now you're going to change the angle again. So you're going to turn in. So this is going to feel quite different. Cap with your wrist line. So we'll turn in here. So when you're ready, you've got 10 reps. This is your last set on your push-ups. 2, 3. Can we feel that? So you've internally rotated now, like we did with the legs. 6. Hold down. 7. You might feel this a little bit more in the triceps naturally here in this angle. And release, little shake out. Now coming back. So the last one you're going to do here, you can choose, you can still do the tricep, this position, press up, this position, press up, or you're going to be here. So you're going to do 1, release, press, tap, not too quick. So, and you can do that other side. We'll double it up now. Hold, do a right and a left. If you want to do it singly, you can do it singly now. Hands still keeping in that middle. Strong through the shoulders as well, isn't it here? Shoulder stability, pelvic stability, core stability. 2 more reps or twice through. Remember, you can stay on your other option. Last one. And release. Good work, a little shake out. Hold it in one time. Okay, last little bit. So from this position, you're going to come onto your back. Now, make a little basket, if you like, for your head. So interlace your fingers, bring that padded top to the base here, so you've got a good connection. Press into your feet, just find that neutral spine, so you're not overly arcing, but you're not pushing down either. Midpoint. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. So as you come up, keep your head connected into your hands. And imagine you're picking yourself up from your back line. So you don't just want to move from here, it's as if your ribs from the back line are curling up. Now try not to tuck here. Can you keep this long? Because I'm going to keep accessing that deep core. Okay, 2 more. breathing out, breathing in. Okay, from this position, roll over onto your front. Now you can go, excuse me, with the support and keep the hands down, or we can hover the hands. So feet into hip width, eye gaze is down. So breathing in, breathing out as you come up into extension. Inhale, release. Change the breath if you prefer. So we're here. Now, if you want to, let your hands come off. So any back issues on your goals, definitely keep your hands down. We've got 6 to go. So you've almost super slowed everything down this morning. For 4, can you relax the leg line so you're not tensing? The glutes will kick in and do their thing. 2, 1. Little press back. Okay. Last little series here. Come onto your back again. So take your time. Now this time we're going to lift a leg. So float your right leg off the floor as you come up and then release. Alternating legs. So as you change the legs, try not to rock your pelvis. Now on the way back down, just check that you're not falling out of that. So keeping your ribs connected to your hips here. So find your technique. You don't even have to lift the leg to a 90-90. You might just want to be like so, and the foot stays below the knee, that's fine. You can go 90-90. Press into the foot that stays into the floor. Head is heavy, neck is long. Lengthen to strengthen. So less is more. Make sure you're not forcing the head and neck forward. We've got 1 more coming up on each side from now. Last 2 reps. 1 more. And then onto your tummy to finish. Okay, so from this position, we're now going to take a leg away. So go back to as you were before, shoulder to elbow, hand to elbow. And then hands can come off the floor or they can stay down. So we're there. Not too high with that leg. So find the height or the length through the spine. One more rep. And then just sit back, take a stretch. Excellent. Just lengthen away. And walk your hands over to your right. So we've worked the legs, we've worked the upper body, we've worked the back, the abdominals. A little bit of nice spinal mobility in there. And bring it back to center. So let me know how